What's up, y'all? I was cracking, was popping this D. About to react to this vid by My Music World. It's titled Normani's Dopamine Rollout is Confusing. So somebody sent me this video. Shout out to this channel for putting this vid together. I scrolled through it and it seems like they're going into detail about what's occurring with Normani and her new music that's about to drop. I hear she's dropping something this Friday. Definitely going to look into it and react to it on my Patreon or whatever the case. If it does drop this Friday, I don't know how true that is, but yeah, don't know why it's confusing, but we're about to get all of the tea. Let's watch.
What is up, you guys? I hope you all are having a great day today. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about Normani and this upcoming album that we should be expecting up here pretty soon. I'm not gonna lie, this whole rollout for Normani is just a little bit confusing to me.
Why?
So I wanted to talk about it a little bit and try to figure out what the hell Normani is doing right now. Before we jump into anything, I do want to say if you're interested in female rap, music conversations, music debates, reviews, honestly anything music related, definitely consider subscribing. I really appreciate it.
She has to go back down that path.
Let's try to figure out what the hell is Normani doing right now. So, in case you did not know, Normani is a pop and R&B artist who originally came up in the group Fifth Harmony before eventually starting her own solo career around 2018. Normani became known for her features on various songs such as Love Lies and Waves. Around this time, Normani was definitely making a name for herself and cultivating a following of her own. It was also in 2018 when Normani first announced that she had picked a name for her solo debut album. The following year, in 2019, Normani dropped her debut single, Motivation, and the song did pretty good for her, debuting around the top 40 on the Billboard Top 100. But the most important thing...
I don't even know what this song sounds like. I reacted to it. I'm positive I did. But don't know what it sounds like. Anytime I hear Motivation, Kelly Rowland pops into my head. Give me a motivation. Go, go, go. That's the only thing I hear. So I'm like in my head trying to think, what does that song sound like again? And that's all I'm hearing is go. So she should have picked a different name.
This song is that it got people excited to hear more from Normani as a solo artist. So throughout the rest of the late 2010 decades into the 2020s, Normani continued to tease her album to fans and talk about the album online in various interviews. In 2020, when she was questioned about her debut album, which was about 2 years in the making by now, Normani responded by stating, "When God tells me it's time, it'll be done. I'll feel it."
Leave him out of this. He ain't got nothing to do with this album.
Her album ultimately saw many delays due to personal hardship, as both of Normani's parents were diagnosed with cancer, and Normani took time off to aid to her family.
That's horrible.
Normani went on to drop more singles during 2021 and 2022 in order to keep her name afloat, such as Wild Side featuring Cardi B and Fair. But with every single drop that came, more and more fans were asking Normani, when can we expect to hear from this album? Normani continues providing us with empty promises, continuing to insist that the album is coming and it's soon, and that even a tour would be coming up soon. From 2021 to 2023, fans begged Normani for any additional information on when we will get to hear this album, and many unfortunately grew to be impatient, and some found themselves no longer anticipating new music from Normani. This, of course, was up until February 21st of 2024, when Normani finally gives us, the fans, the name of her album as well as the cover, which had everyone gagged online. Like, everyone was so excited to finally see Normani's album finally come to fruition. The tradition of, "It's been blank years, you're sick," could finally come to an end. Everyone online seemed to rejoice at the fact that Dopamine was finally coming. The most important information Normani revealed, of course, was the release date of the album. Normani announced that her highly anticipated debut solo album would be released on... never mind. Normani did not give us a release date. Instead, Normani simply implied that it would in fact be released in the year of 2024, before she vanished from the internet for a month. Yeah, Normani quite literally dropped this bomb on us and then disappeared off the internet for an entire month. So it really wasn't until fans online began questioning Normani's decision to even announce the album that Normani eventually returned to announce that the
Management.
next single would
I'll be doing that.
finally be dropping
Yeah, I knew
in
I
another
wasn't
month.
tripping.
Yes, Normani not only made us
26.
wait a whole month before announcing her single for the album, but she's making us wait an additional month to hear said song. The song is titled 159 and it will feature Gunna.
Oh,
Now, as of writing this, the song is set to drop next week, and we will finally get a taste of what
it's this
Normani
week. This
has
video
been
is
cooking up
a few
for the
days
past
old.
few years. Now, I will say how Normani is going about this whole rollout is just kind of messy to me. I can't lie. I don't understand why she would announce her album before having any singles out, or why she would make us wait 2 months after this huge announcement before we got to hear anything from the album. I suppose she's trying to build
Those are
momentum
fire.
and more
The
anticipation
strawberry
for
ones
this
though, not the
drop,
green.
but it feels a little bit counterintuitive to me, as I've seen some people online also confused on when exactly we're supposed to expect new music from Normani. I know a lot of people, myself included, want Normani to do well and want her to succeed within her solo endeavors. Yet, this whole rollout just seems kind of like it was an afterthought. There really isn't a whole lot to keep anyone engaged and interested in the album quite yet,
Right, I'm not
aside
hearing
from
that.
the album cover itself. She hasn't done too many interviews talking about the album, at least from what I've seen. There's very little promo outside of social media as of right now, and we have no track list or potential features. Like, do you know what I mean? There's absolutely nothing about this album right now, aside from the cover art, to keep people engaged. As of right now,
Valid.
to me, it kind of feels like Normani is trying to sell us a product that she herself really doesn't even know anything about.
Damn.
Again, I genuinely want Normani to succeed when it comes to this release.
Damn, y'all Normani fans be on her head. Like, all right, bitch, get it together. Both of your parents had cancer. All right, suck it up. Let's move on. Like, damn. I had no idea that that happened to her. That is so crazy to have both of your parents go through that. I don't know if it was like really close around the same amount of time or if they had it at the same time. Did she say at the same time? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that would put a hold on a lot of things. So makes sense. But yeah, I have heard different things from Impressive, especially. She's always talked about Normani's label and how they have been mishandling her. So that seems to play a part as well. But you know, hopefully she'll drop the single this Friday, and then soon after she'll have an album release date. We will see. I'm very interested too. I feel like it's just been anticipated for a long time now. So she better come with it, because if it's trash, people gonna riot. They're gonna be like, bitch, you made us wait years for this bullshit, you know? So she gotta come correct. This puts even more pressure on her. But I wish her the best. We'll see what happens. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.